Hello, everyone. Nick Eatman here, along with Stephen Jones, the Cowboys' Chief Operating Officer. And Stephen, we talk about short weeks, and sometimes they're good, sometimes not so good. After a tough loss like that, and you got the Eagles coming up, is it probably good to just turn the page as quickly as possible?
Absolutely. I mean, that's what you look for, something to put it in the rearview mirror. At the end of the day, that was a tough loss. I think we played, for the most part, really good football for almost 3 quarters. And then, we lost our consistency. And, as I say, all these teams are good teams. And, they've got a really good young quarterback who keeps getting better each week. And certainly, down the stretch there, gave us our challenges. And he made some big plays for them. And we didn't, at the end, make the plays that we need to make. But, I think one thing, hopefully, the takeaway from this team is that we've got to be consistent throughout the game. And there's always going to be challenges in games, don't get me wrong, but we just got to keep playing more consistent. I think we've cleaned some things up. Our penalty situation has really improved over the last 3 weeks. We've really, I think, done a good job there. We've got to continue to protect the football better. Everybody knows that. And then at the same time, we got to create takeaways, which we did Sunday. We just got to continue to do that.
You're never one that does a lot of excuses, but your team's getting, especially on defense, just a lot of injuries and a couple more, in the game. Leighton Vander Esch, who's had such a great season. Just how much can one defense take, and do you think it's kind of taken its toll here the last few weeks?
No, I don't think so. I think we've got a great group with a lot of depth. It was great to, see Damone Clark out there and Barr. And, they just got to be ready to step up. Can they play better? Of course they can. Did we miss Leighton and his consistency that he's brought to the table this year? Yeah, you missed that. But as I said, all 32 teams go through that, and all 32 have to work through injuries, and we're no different than anybody else. The good news is I think we came away from that game without missing anyone for the rest of the season. I think Leighton will be back, at some point in time, maybe for the last game, if not for sure. We're thinking for sure for the playoffs. Dorrance Armstrong had a little scare there, but he's back fine. So, overall, I like the health of our football team, and it's just we've got to continue to strive for that consistency that you have to have if you're going to make a deep playoff run, which is everybody's goal here. So I like where we are. Certainly disappointing not to come away, from Jacksonville with a win.
You said that all teams deal with it, and that your opponent this week, Philadelphia, it sounds like they're dealing with it as well now at the quarterback position with Jalen Hurts. As it stands right now, Mike McCarthy even said you're going to prepare for both quarterbacks, but just how challenging is it? We've seen it here with the backup quarterback. Do the Eagles, are they a much different team, you think, without Jalen Hurts?
Well, Jalen's having an MVP year. Certainly he's taken almost all the snaps for the Eagles. We had to play without Dak this year, and our backup quarterback, Cooper Rush, stepped up and did a great job. But we had to play the Eagles up there without Dak, and certainly, I thought we had every opportunity to come away from there with a win. I'm sure the Eagles feel the same way. Whoever they're going to play with against us when we play the Eagles, whether it's Jalen or whether it's one of their backup quarterbacks, I'm sure they'll fully expect to win the game and do what it takes to win the game. So it's going to be a challenge regardless. We have to prepare for both. I know Mike, Coach McCarthy, and Dan Quinn certainly will put their heads together on that and figure out the best way to game plan that throughout this week. But they're not 13-1 just because they showed up. I mean, they certainly have the best record in the NFL. Bill Parcells used to say, "You are what you are," and their record's the best. So we've got our work cut out for us. It'll be great we get to play them at home. It'll be great that we have Dak, and certainly whoever they line up with, I know they're going to be a formidable opponent at a minimum, and certainly playing right now some of the best football in the NFL.
The weather is supposed to be single digits, maybe even in the teens. I'm assuming doors closed for this one?
I think so. I think that's probably going to be in everybody's best interest. The Jones family loves their fan base, and they might be a little disappointed in us if we opened up the roof and the doors on this one. Plus, when it's shut, some reason I feel like it gets a little bit louder when things are shut in. But, no, we're looking forward to it. We need our fans out. In full force, which I know they will be. As I said, this is could be a preview for a future matchup, and we just look forward to going out there and getting with it.
I'm going to ask you one more about the offensive side of the ball. It was not, even though there was a tough loss, probably was great to see Tyron Smith back there, not only playing on the right side, but playing pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, Tyron played it his whole career, right tackle in college. He played it his first year here, so it's not like he's starting from scratch. He's one of those guys who can do both. Certainly some struggle to do that, but to have him out there, really I think fired everybody up. And yeah, as we all know, when a guy comes back, just getting in the rhythm, whether it was Dak when he came back, Michael Gallup, I think those guys just get better as they go. He's playing right there next to Zach Martin, which I know he's comfortable with in terms of working through any of the things that, he didn't get to work on why he missed, a big part of our year. But to be able to have him step up and be our right tackle now, we don't have to make a lot of changes along the rest of the line. So I think that works out for us.
All right, perfect. That's Stephen Jones, Cowboys Chief Operating Officer. We'll see you next time on DallasCowboys.com.